guys, Paul here, and I'm back up at my camp in Scotland after 8 months of being away, travelling the UK, teaching and meeting people and going on adventures. But before we get into talking about that, let me give you a tour of the place. So some of you might remember this camp. I have done a video tour on it in the past, while I was still here working on it and staying in it. And having gone away for 8 months and come back, I was surprised at how little damage there had been through the wind or people finding it. No one that I can tell has found this place, and it's remained totally untouched. So I was here the other day with a film crew. We're filming a documentary about my journey into bushcraft, and that will be available soon, and keep an update on my posts and you'll get a link for that. So while we were here I did repair it, and the two things I had to repair were these sidewalls here. So they'd fallen in, and I can only imagine that the wind has come in from this direction, filled up the shelter and essentially blown these sides out. And that's given me an insight into what it is I need to do to make this shelter better. So I'm going to try and do what I've done to this wall here, which is cover it in a sort of clay dirt mixture, and that will hopefully give it a wee bit more strength. The other thing I had to do was come in here and look up for any holes in the roof to see where the moss had been either taken by wildlife to fill nests or just blown off and died over time. And as you can see, there isn't much in the way of holes here, and I haven't done much in the way of repairs either. You can see there's one hole here that will need to be filled up, but that's nothing serious. The fire pit and the daub wall have held up incredibly well. This has held off the rain much better than I anticipated. Because it's just clay and it's unfired clay, I thought maybe the water might break it down. But so far, as a result of the shelter above it and the way it's built, it's managed to withstand that fairly well. Out here, not much had changed. My bench here had fallen down, but that was a simple case of just putting it back up. When it gets windy here, where we are tends to act as a bit of a gully, and the wind blows all the way through from the loch behind the camp here. So that had fallen down, but again, that wasn't an issue, that was easy to put up. This here is my filming situation. I've got a mic that plugs into my phone, that's over there. I've got some new toys down here, thanks to some incredible generosity from people I've met on my travels, but again, we'll talk about that shortly. It's definitely some eye candy for you guys though. The only other thing, and the other thing I haven't fixed here, is the entrance to this little field I'd done here. So some of you guys might remember, one of the last updates I did before I left this camp was create a field here where I wanted to grow vegetables, mainly potatoes. And as you can see, it's been covered over again with leaves and sort of sticks and debris. And I'm in the middle of kind of cleaning that out just now. You can see I've done this back bit here, but it's the time of year, as soon as I've emptied it out, it'll fill over again. And that's not an issue, that's just something I'll have to keep on top of. But the other thing I want to fix is this gate here. And as you can see, it was stacked up to about the height of this log here, or this stick, sorry. And it's collapsed over time. The sticks are still on the ground, and it'll be an easy job to fix, but there's a lot of wood here for not very much fence, so I'm thinking I'll redo that, and that'll be something we'll cover in a future video. Maybe talking about making walls and stuff like that, if that's something you guys might be interested in. As you can see, the back of the shelter here is pretty much as I left it. I had this here actually for making my gate. These are bulrush stems, or cattail stems, and you can see here there are a few patches in the roof. A couple of big ones, but they're very easily filled. And again, I'll have to put a new layer on top of this, but as you can see, this has been left for 8 months and the moss has continued to flourish. It hasn't died out, which is the idea behind this shelter. The idea is the roof becomes almost a living organism itself, and so far I feel like it's achieving that. So let's go and have a look around the other side here. So as you can see, this side is faring incredibly well as well, and it that's continued to grow. You can see it's nice and green here, nice and lush. And even where the fire was, it was starting to die out every time I had a fire above it. And you can see it's still a wee bit brown there, but it's not totally dead, which is quite remarkable considering the heat that comes up in that fire. Again, this side here, the wind had blown it out. I've rebuilt it, and as you can see I've reinforced it here, just with a few different sticks. And that's something I intend to cover in mud as well, over time. So that's how the camp's looking, guys. Let's go and have a sit down again, and we'll have a quick chat about where I've been and what I've been up to. So guys, as you can see, the shelter's held up really well, given the fact that it's been alone and untouched for 8 months. And for me it's been a really good insight into what it is I need to do to make this camp better. So knowing that the walls need a bit more reinforcing and a bit more weatherproofing will help me make this camp a lot better than it was originally. And having that kind of exposure over time lets you know the weaknesses of a thing. It's like testing a piece of kit or learning a new skill. You learn to realise its plus points and its weak points, and once you know the weak points, that then gives you something to build on, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with this camp. But you might be wondering where I've been for 8 months. I know a lot of you guys here watching this will have been following my journey on Facebook, and you'll have seen kind of what I've been up to. For those of you just on YouTube, since I was last here, I've been all over the place. Since then I've met my missus Katie, and we've been on all sorts of adventures together, and we have many more planned in the future, I hope. I've been down in Wales teaching bushcraft to adults and kids alike, and sharing knowledge and passing on skills, and that's been incredibly rewarding. And that was down in the Wildman Woods run by Becky, and I'll attach a link to that Facebook page for you so you can go and check that out. As well as doing that, I've met up with some incredible people I've come to call friends and brothers and sisters even, and that's all through the Mook crew, and hopefully some of you guys are watching this. I've met people that are like-minded and share a similar passion, and been able to grow as a person myself in an environment where knowledge is just coming from everywhere, and that's been incredible. And the generosity from that as well has been incredible, and it's really helped me on my way to becoming a better outdoorsman. So what you can expect from this channel in the next maybe few months, over winter perhaps, is more kind of outdoory videos. I'm going to try and make them a wee bit more relaxed, less intense kind of tutorials, and more kind of a day in the life, maybe a few days at a time at a camp, that sort of thing. And I just want to build a bit of a community feel to the videos, as opposed to it just being teaching and this is how you do this and this is how you do that. And that's the result of being in a community where people are sharing, and it's all kind of relaxed and there's no pressure, and you know, you learn just by sharing knowledge and being friendly with each other, and that's something I want to try and encourage myself through these kind of videos. So there will be videos and tutorials covering all sorts of different skills, and if you guys have anything you've seen me do in the past and you want to know how to do, then just leave a comment and we'll cover that one day. I'm open to all sorts of suggestions. But apart from that, it's just going to be kind of me pottering around camp, doing bits and pieces, and just sharing with you guys, and hopefully giving back in the way of passing on some skills, and not just skills but ideas, some inspiration to get you guys out, especially in winter. I'm up in Scotland just now, and as you can see, it's t-shirt weather, but it won't be like this for much longer. And when it starts getting colder, it becomes harder to get out, and I'm sure any of you guys that have been out there and experienced cold weather know this. You know, it gets harder to make yourself go out because you're putting yourself in a position where if you don't really have the kit with you, then you can be quite uncomfortable. But I'm going to carry on going out through the winter, and hopefully you guys will kind of pick up on that and maybe give it a go yourselves, and we'll see where it takes us. But anyway guys, I won't stop. I will stop blabbering on, sorry, and hopefully see you again in the next video. I'm going to try and do one every week. If I don't do one every week, then start hassling me and telling me to do it, because I should be. And we'll see where the channel goes from there. So have a good day guys, and I'll see you all later.